Shabbat Shalom. Aloha, family. What's up? How is your Friday morning so far? So I'm going to go ahead and go right into this activation reading because I have a long, busy day ahead of me. And I get the feeling a lot of you have your Friday plans. And it's already the full moon. It's been 100% full for the last about 4 or 5 hours. So we are more than ready. You guys know that the energy of the full moon is present 2 days before and 2 days after. And that energy is not just about the moon, but it's what's behind the moon. It's the bigger picture. There's a larger unfolding happening. And the moon is just one reflection of that. I only use the moon as a measure of time, but this video has really nothing to do with the moon. These activations have nothing to do with the moon. Again, it's a measure of time. So today is the 3rd reading of the month for the full moon. The 4th reading will be next week for the final quarter. So between now and then, we'll be integrating this information that we're receiving today. So you could see today as like we're receiving the whole picture. We're receiving all the pieces to the puzzle. And then the week to follow will all be about integrating that information. So as I'm shuffling the deck, go ahead and first think about what your intentions are with this reading. This is a collective reading, but it's also for the individual, because as with one, so with all. So think about what it is that you're wanting to receive from this reading. You know, where are we at? What's the current challenge? What have we been working on all month? What is the archetype at the root of what it is we've been facing this month? Who is our ally as we go through this next week, integrating everything we received today? Who's going to help us process this past cycle that we've gone through this month? And then when you're ready, go ahead and meet me in that place outside of time and space, the vacuum of the heart, the place outside of time and space. Okay, and that way we can meet in that place of timelessness and create an openness for the answers to come in, because if we just keep asking the questions, we won't be able to hear the answers. So meet me there. And then when you're ready, go ahead and connect with the deck however you desire. So it's all about imagination. So, you know, however you see yourself connecting to this deck, you can see a golden thread or a rainbow thread connecting from your forehead to the deck, whatever you want to do, okay? So just connect to the deck when you're ready. Connect to the deck when you're ready. Just thanking the archetypes in advance, thanking the faces of the one in advance for showing us the information we have come here today to receive. So, which is the face at the root of our situation this cycle, this month? What has it all been about this month? What are we finally seeing in fullest clarity? What is the challenge and gift as we move through this next week of integration? What's a little something about the next cycle that we're preparing for? Who's our ally right now? Okay, so right away, I just pulled one for now, and it was the very first one, and it was the question, what has this cycle all been about? What is the main theme of this cycle? And it is the 5 of Cups, and it is, you can see the image here, 3 of them are spilled in front of him, but 2 are still standing behind, and it's the Suit of Cups, so it's emotions, it's the heart. And this is all about not getting stuck on disappointment, not crying over spilled milk too long that we don't see the opportunities that are standing behind us. It's also about quality over quantity. So even though you may have suffered some loss, the opportunities that are knocking now can be, will be, so much better than you could have imagined. Better than ever before. So rather than being stuck on what we've lost, may we see what is trying to find us, what is trying to fill that empty space. What did that thing that we gave up, what did that thing create the space for? Because when we sacrifice one thing, another thing comes to fill that space. So this is what this cycle has all been about for us. Really not getting stuck on what we've lost, but seeing what still stands, what opportunities are there. Moving ahead. Not being trapped in our disappointment. And this is matters of the heart. So anything that really hurt your heart, any pain that you've been through this month, any emotional heartache that you've been through this month, and I'm sure a lot has happened this month because it's been Virgo season, so it's been all about order in the chaos. And so a lot of disruption occurred this month, a lot of painful heartache, because when those things come up to the surface, we respond emotionally. And when we respond emotionally, we get to see what those things are that we really care about so much. We get to really learn a lot about ourselves by observing our own response to those things that are falling apart. Oh man, I didn't realize how much I really value this thing. You don't know what you got till it's gone, I didn't realize how much I value this. I didn't realize how much I put my heart into this thing, And so all these things came to the surface to show us how much we really cared about certain things, certain people, certain places, like a home or a relationship, whatever it was. And so we were able to see what it was that we really valued. And if you watched the reading last week, you saw that there was actually this was for the check-in activation, there was a Queen of Pentacles. It was all about really reevaluating those things that we care about. What are we really protecting? What are we really protecting and nurturing? So we just went through that a lot this week, and apparently this whole cycle has really been about that. So our emotions revealed to us those things that we really cared about. And so even though we may have suffered some loss, those emotions have showed us what we value, and now we can work toward filling that new space that we've made, that we've created from the loss, filling that with a bigger and better version of whatever that thing was. Saying, hey, now that I know what it is that I really value, I may have suffered a loss, but I'm not going to stop here. I'm not going to be discouraged. I'm going to use that as inspiration to find the opportunities that are still there, to find the opportunities that are going to bring me that happiness and so much more. Seeing where we maybe messed up and not being too hard on ourselves, but saying, how can I learn from this, and how can I make it better? How can I make it right? And again, that's cups, it's the heart, so. All right. Now let's move on to the challenge and the gift of the week. Woo, Major Arcana. The wheel. So the wheel is our challenge and gift right now. So I right away see that being that this week is going to be all about integration as we move toward the final quarter moon, closing everything up. This is all about realizing that everything we've gone through is to bring us into a new cycle. Are we really going to be able to let go of those disappointments and that heartache and that pain in a way that allows us to truly move on? To truly move on, because if we don't really access this wisdom to the fullest, we'll still be slightly clinging to what we've lost. We'll still have maybe some mental programming or some emotional pain that we're holding on to, some emotional suffering we're holding on to, that will be taking up some of our energy, even a fraction of our energy. Therefore, not allowing us to call in all of our power to move forward. We have to understand just how important this is. We have to understand that in order to fully access the wisdom of this card, we have to really take all of our power back. Not give any of it to the suffering or the self-judgment or judging others from the situation of the heartache that we just went through or the painful situations we went through this month. But really, really genuinely and authentically activating our fullest presence and our fullest power, realizing that this is a new cycle we're talking about here. Okay, the opportunities that are still standing once we get over ourselves and see what's still there, those opportunities are going to lead us into a fully new cycle. So you really don't have time to waste. I mean, you do, you can. Time is not real. You can sit there and you can go over this lesson again and again as many times as you need to. But what I'm saying is the opportunity is there to ascend, to grow, to expand. The opportunity is there if we just recognize that this is what's going on. We're doing this so that we can start a new cycle, so we can begin a new cycle. We have the potential to really begin anew. And that sounds a lot better to me than just getting stuck on the suffering, right? Why would you want to do that when you know this opportunity is available right now? And the ally, as we move through the Wheel of Fortune, is the Empress. So another major arcana. So I love when this happens, that the challenge and the ally are major arcana. So it's very powerful. It's showing that this is a really huge thing that we're going through right now in this next week, moving past the disappointment and showing up, telling ourselves, showing the universe that, no, I absolutely can get over the self-pity. I can get over the victimization. I can move past the pains of this month, knowing what it was all for, to access the opportunity of a new cycle in my life. And the ally is the Empress. So it's all about holding on to that image of beauty in your world. True beauty, though. And remember that true beauty is in reflection of our source, divine perfection. It's in reflection of divine order. Otherwise, that beauty is not sustainable. So first of all, how much can you align your will with that of the divine? How much can you align your desires and your vision and idea of what beauty is with the vision and idea of God's vision and idea of beauty, nature's idea of beautiful? So that's the way, first of all, to have the most sustainable vision of beauty. But it's important to remember this is the ally. So holding on to a vision of a beautifully manifested reality. So before her is the High Priestess. So she is the ruler of the moon and emotions and the inner realm, the subconscious. And so she gets clear inside before she can manifest that to the fullest on the outside. So keeping that in mind, we should know that as the ally, the Empress is telling us that we should have a clear vision on the inside of what it is we want and know that we absolutely can achieve that and manifest that. Because as within, so without, it's the law. So first of all, be clear on the inside, know what you want, and then hold on to that vision of beauty. Hold on to that vision of beauty. And I feel so many things coming in. I feel so many messages from her right now. Being that she's the ally as we move through this period of accessing a new cycle, a fresh start. If we really want to access that to the fullest, then yes, hold on to the vision of beauty, but also be like the Empress. Be beautiful. Be your vision of beauty. Embody it. Be that frequency of true beauty. So to be sweet and to be loving and to be caring and to be nurturing for yourself, self-love, but also to be nurturing and caring of all those around you. To speak kindly. You remember that quote, is the words become the house you live in. I see that so much right now. I feel that clearly communicated. The words you speak become the house you live in. And that is everything in regards to this card and in regards to her being the ally right now. Be sweet, be kind. Have your vision of a beautiful manifestation of a world in reality. Have that vision. What does that mean? To have a beautiful reality. It means you're nurturing yourself, you're caring for yourself, you're loving yourself and those around you. Everybody happy, everybody taken care of. Abundance, key word here, abundance, key word. And so if you want to manifest that, it only makes sense that you should align your frequency, what you're embodying with that vision. So hold that frequency of sweetness and kindness and nurturing love and speak that frequency into reality as well. Because again, I'm going to say this only one more time, the words we speak become the house we live in. So be gentle, because we just went through a lot of heartache. We just went through a lot of pain. This is the Suit of Cups. It's emotional pain. We went through some trials there. And so we have to be gentle with ourselves as we step out of the pain and into a new cycle, truly embracing the new and letting go of the old. We can only do that to the fullest when we are gentle with ourselves and we're making sure we're taking care of ourselves through this transition, and also those around us. Being kind, not being mean and rude to the people who maybe have hurt us, who maybe were involved in this situation. Sweetness is key to self and those around us. If we're so nasty to everyone around us and we don't embody that frequency of that which we wish to create, we're not going to create the reality we want, obviously, and we're not going to move out of the pain, because that mean language and that rude frequency, that negative frequency will only be a reflection that we haven't truly healed and we're not truly ready to step out of the pain and into a new cycle. So let that be a clue to you. If you're not remembering this ally, if you're not remembering the Empress, if you are not embodying her in the light, then it's a sign that you are not quite over what you just went through, and you won't be accessing this opportunity to create a new beginning to the fullest, okay? We want to make the most out of this. So, watch yourself. How can you allow the Empress to be your ally? How can you feel, see, and be a frequency of beauty to be able to manifest that at the foundation of this new cycle we're stepping into? So first of all, we need to be able to be that, see that, feel that, to be able to manifest it, right? And so if we're at the beginning of this opportunity right now, because the new moon is coming, obviously we're at the full moon right now. We still have 2 weeks before the new moon. So in this time, we're being shown that, hey, we're about to step into a new cycle. Are you going to initiate it or not? Because if you miss this opportunity, you're just going to have to go through the same lessons again. And that's fine. You can go through it as many times as you need to, but why? Why? When we're being offered this guidance here, right? That's why we're here. That's why you're tuned into this video. So right now we're being shown that we have this opportunity. It's up to us to initiate it. But right now this is all happening on the inner realms, on the unseen realms. This new beginning will not be initiated until the next cycle, because that's the way that cycles go in nature. That's nature. It's not just about the moon. It's nature. And so if we want to have a good foundation from the roots to the fruits, if we want to have a positive vision at the foundation of this entire thing, if we want to set this new cycle off right with the best foundation, then we better make sure that we're remembering our ally here, the Empress. Hold on to that vision of kindness and sweetness and abundance, softness. Men, women, access your femininity. It's in all of us. That's a softness, it's a gentleness, it's a nurturing quality that we all have. It doesn't make you a woman if you're a man, okay? There's probably 1 or 2 of you who are going to see that and think that. No, it's about accessing our feminine side and being more receptive, being more relaxed, not being forceful and pushy, but being gentle and caring, loving. So as long as we hang on to this, it's really going to tie everything together for us. I really very clearly see from so many angles how this is our ally right now. Because if we hang on to her and we embody her frequency, we will definitely not continue to play the victim. But the thing is, if we embody her frequency in a negative way, right, we actually become a martyr, and we sink too much into our emotions and the heartache. So she can either cause us to go deeper into the pain, or she can be helpful and be an ally in allowing us to move forward. So remember the Empress, and remember to look for the signs. You're either embodying her in the light or in the dark. And if you're embodying her in the dark, it will clearly show in your language and in the way that you communicate with people, okay? And that will reveal whether or not you're moving past what we went through this cycle. So if you can be sweet and you can be kind and you can hold that frequency, then you are acing it. You are moving ahead. But if you're being the opposite of what her light is, if you're being her in the darkness, if you're victimizing yourself, if you are lashing out and you're speaking rudely to those around you, okay, if you're like on your high horse, you're not getting over this. You're not doing all that you can to initiate the new cycle in the best way possible. Moving on to the final card, woo, an ace. This is the card for the new moon. So this new cycle that we're about to experience, we're initiating it now. We're conceiving of the idea so that we can birth the idea, so that we can manifest it. And this is what it will look like. So depending on the work we do now, it will determine how we're going to access this card of the future here. This is the Ace of Wands. Aces contain all the raw power of the element that's pulled. So it's wands, it's fire, it's spirit. This is an initiation. This is a new opportunity to be inspired, to invoke our passion, our creativity. This is like a divine spark. So we are about to have fun. We are about to create a new opportunity to bring us more excitement in our life, more passion, like I said, more inspiration. But this could bring also a lot of fire, a lot of heat in a way that's not so great if we don't do the work now. If we don't do the work now, this could just look like a fire that will burn us. And ultimately, it will do what it's meant to do. Fire transmutes. So how graceful can we make this process? How much can we show up each moment, meeting spirit halfway, doing the work so that we don't have to go through these chaotic experiences, so that we don't have to go through this crisis of a fire. Instead, seeing it as an opportunity to fan our flames, to rise like the phoenix, to be inspired. There's a new opportunity coming. And we're going to feel so excited about it. If we do the work now, we'll know when we approach that opportunity that, hey, I manifested this. I know exactly what this is, and I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. Otherwise, it could look like, whoa, a big explosion. So I'm just going to wrap it up here with a little summary. It's only a 4-card reading here for the full moon. This whole cycle has been about 5 of Cups. Emotional heartache, disappointment, but not getting stuck on that, moving ahead, realizing that we have an opportunity for a whole new cycle if we can truly, genuinely let go of that pain. And the ally is the Empress, because she helps us to see that we have the capability to get over this disappointment, to hold on to a vision and a frequency of kindness, gentleness, love, nurturing love, and abundance, prosperity. If we hold on to this, we don't have to look back. We can move ahead, fully accessing the opportunity to create a whole new cycle, conceiving of that vision so that by the time of the new moon in the future, what it will do is bring us an opportunity of fire, of spirit, a powerful opportunity that ignites our passion and our inspiration. So let's create that now. Let's make the best of it. Let's hang on to that vision of abundance and prosperity and love. And let's treat everybody, including ourselves, especially ourselves, with gentleness and kindness and love. In a way that we're not faking it. We're not giving too much to everybody else and leaving ourselves out. No, it's an all-inclusive kindness and gentleness that is very real and authentic and sustainable. It's like the divine mother that truly loves. She's not being snide. She's not being sarcastic. She's loving for real from her heart center. So if we can really do that, we will move ahead, and we will absolutely access the opportunity to initiate a whole new cycle in a very powerful way, bringing us an opportunity right at the new moon that will start off the next cycle in a really magical and very fun way too. I hope you guys enjoyed the full moon reading. 5 of Cups, the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, and Ace of Wands. Another powerful reading yet again. Major Arcana, 50% of this reading, and an Ace. Very good. So are you ready to move past the heartache? I hope so, because this is what's waiting for you. The ball is in your court. This is all in your hands. That should hopefully support you in making it easier to let go of the disappointment, because there's so much you have to look forward to. But remember, man or woman, be the Empress right now. She's in all of us. Be gentle, be receptive. Don't push, don't be pushy. Hang on to that vision and frequency of love, gentleness. Feel free to look up the Empress if you feel inspired and you wish to remember her throughout the week as your ally. Feel free to look up the Empress, study her qualities. How can you be more like her in the light? And if you research her and you study those qualities of her in the dark, you can see how those can be helpful hints. Sorry about that, guys. Because if you are embodying her frequency in a negative way and you understand what those things are because you researched it, you'll be able to look for those things so that you know when you're not on the right track. So study her, understand her, and that way you'll know what to look for. That way you'll have little signs and hints when you're kind of going off track. And you'll also have helpful hints as to how to get back on track. Okay? This is what's coming, so be excited. Don't hang on to the disappointments that you went through this month. Why would you do that? You got this to look forward to. But this can only be created in your genuine letting go this week. The work you do this week in letting go and moving forward and being excited about the new beginning will manifest this. The less excited you are and the less energy you're putting toward a new beginning, the less powerful this will be for you when the new moon comes. So give it your all. Why wouldn't you want to? It's exciting. It feels better than disappointment, doesn't it? It doesn't feel good to your heart to sit in disappointment. So be excited. Happy full moon, Shabbat Shalom. It's going to be a good one. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you in 1 week for the final quarter moon so we can check in about what happened between now and then, and just kind of talk about how we integrated all of this. How much did we really let go? How can we assist each other in this process? Because this is a collective reading. How can we be each other's ally and remind each other, hey, it's okay. What you went through, it's okay. It was all to bring you to where you are now. Look ahead. Exciting times await. Okay, so I'll see you in